Hi, it's Helena. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This conversation is for Black women and Black women only. It is about the PhD trap. We have more and more Black women earning their PhDs, which I think is amazing. The reason why I'm bringing it to your attention is because I believe so many of us have been misinformed and misguided on the PhD, because maybe you don't have family members that have earned PhDs and you just thought, hey, this is the pinnacle of success. This is the top of the mountain, right? You get your bachelor's, you get your master's, and of course, what's next? The PhD. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It is based on your goals. So if your goals are research, teaching, developing, academia and higher education, being a contributor to advance society, yes, that makes sense for the PhD. But people do not earn a PhD to make more money. Maybe a higher status, more respect, more influence, but not for more money. People who earn their MBA make more money. So unless you are wanting to do research and you're wanting to teach, and you're wanting to advance higher education, you need to get an MBA. Well, what do I do if I already have a PhD? Get an MBA on top of that. Get an MBA. Because if you are not making money, but you wanted to build a business, you wanted to be able to compete in jobs and salaries, that PhD, I don't know anybody with a PhD that is making more money than somebody with an MBA. I don't know anybody. Some PhDs can't even find an adjunct professor position. And for those of you that are wanting to become professors and you have your PhD and you're like, I just want to teach. Like, how do I can't even find a teaching job. You need to publish some articles. I remember when I asked my brother's an attorney and he's also a professor. And I was like, I'm trying to get an adjunct professor role and, an adjunct faculty role, and nobody's hiring me. Now, mind you, I have a master's. I do not have a PhD. And he was like, oh, let me send you my CV. I looked at his CV and all I seen was all these articles, academic journals that are in academic journals that are published. And I was like, oh, that's what I'm missing. He said, you didn't publish should have at least published your dissertation from your master's. So if you have a PhD, make sure it's published, your master's, whatever that capstone was, whatever the thesis, dissertation, whatever you called it, make sure that's published, and then make sure whatever you're working on in your PhD is published. You are a valuable contributor to society, to higher education. But in order to get paid, if that's your goal, to get into executive leadership, to make more money, to run your business, get an MBA. That's the next step. I need you to understand this, and I need you to tell your daughters that's what they should be doing, because I'm having this conversation with my daughter. She's 15 years old, and we're working on her career development plan. Like, she knows she wants to get into medicine. She wants to get into the medical field. And I'm saying, okay, these are some steps that you have to take in order to get into executive leadership. And I'm not telling my daughter that she needs to be in executive leadership forever. Get in it, work a few years, and then get everything that you can from them and start your own practice, your own business. But you need to know how businesses run. And people learn that by earning their MBA. And I want to challenge you to look at the credentials behind people's name. If you're on LinkedIn, go to LinkedIn and you will see so many people in leadership, the people that are running your companies, the C-suite executives, the directors, the VPs. Look behind their names, even aspiring professionals. So your program coordinators, they may already have an MBA. They're young, they don't have enough experience to get into executive roles yet, but they have that MBA. And it doesn't matter, it does not expire. So the time that you took to earn that PhD, or will take to earn that PhD, you can earn an MBA. Because the only thing that would make sense for me, I wouldn't go back to get a PhD. I have zero desire to do that. But to get an MBA, it would make sense to me for where I'm at. Because most people don't know how to successfully run a business. You don't know how to even write out the forecasting in your business plan. You don't know statistics. You don't know how to read data. You don't know how to, forecast revenue and really stick with the budget. You don't know how to price every single thing at your company. So I would definitely say it is a trap, but I feel like it's a trap because people are misinformed and misguided about it. And like I said, if you already have it and you're like, I'm not going back and getting an MBA, but you know that the reason why you got it was to make more money, I would suggest that MBA or getting business certifications or taking some leadership courses. But you need to learn how to make money and how to make businesses run, because businesses aren't looking to hire PhDs because you are overqualified. And if you're going on the campus to get positions in academia, especially professor positions, and you haven't published anything, it's going to be very difficult. So I just wanted to throw that out there because, it is an issue and it's growing, because I just really believe that we think that that's the next step. And I know as a child, I was always told how important education was, and I'm going to do another video on the gender gap. We have a double gap. So in order to make comparable of white women, if you have a bachelor's degree and she has a bachelor's degree, they're going to pay her more. So you go on to get your master's degree just to be able to get an equivalent pay if you're in America. So I understand why you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, just to be able to compete. And once we get up even further up that ladder, and sometimes even just with a bachelor's, you're going to deal with discrimination and bias. That ladder is very difficult. But like I said, I'm not even encouraging my daughter to stay up there when she gets there, but I'm teaching her how to be able to navigate. Because once you get up there, it's not even what you think it is. I work with so many C-suite executives. I've gotten up to executive director position. I'd rather have my own business. Some of the things that they do, some of the things that they don't invite you to, be happy that they don't. Because you don't even want to be hanging around with them and the things they get away with. But anyhow, I'm not going to get into all that because like I said, I already know this conversation will trigger people. But if you got that PhD in order to make more money, then you're going to have to add to that PhD because it's not going to make you more money. But if you want to advance higher education with the research that you've already done and are doing, yes, get the PhD. But it's not about money. In fact, my friends that have their PhDs, they've already said, hey, Helena, comparing degrees to money is reducing the value of academia. Because they know it's not about getting money. It's about contributing. Anyhow, love to hear your thoughts. Drop them right here. Were you informed about it? Were you misinformed about it? Has a PhD proven to make you more successful or not? Drop it right here.